Good morning, dear students. Myself, Miss Deepti from Dip Scrollback. In today's lecture, we are going to start SPL chapter 4 Union Executives. So, in this chapter, we are going to read about the most important executives of Indian government regarding that President, Prime Minister, and the Council of Ministers. We are going to read about these three important executives and their work, what are the qualifications we need to become these executives, and what are their functions. So let's start. In order to run a government, we need a group of people called executives. Executives comprise the president, the prime minister, and the council of ministers. Both at the center and in the state, there is an official head and the real head compressing different categories of ministers. So एग्जीक्यूटिव मीन्स द एक ऑफिशिएटिंग ऑफिसर होना चाहिए जो कि हु विल सी द वर्क ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, हु विल सी द वर्क इज डन एंड हु विल supervise the work that it should be done. So in the center we have president, prime minister, and the council of ministers. Same way that we have in the state also. In the state we have governor, CM, and the council of minister in the state also. So in this chapter we are going to read about the central union government's executives, that is president, prime minister, and council of ministers. And among these, one is the official head, who is the president. President is the official head of the Indian government, and real head is the prime minister of India. He is the real head. Means here now what is the difference between the official head and the real head? Official head means it has the power. It does not have any power in with him. The all decisions are taken by somebody else, but in the name of him or her. Like president is there. President, all decision, government is taking decision on the behalf of, in the name of president. But president is himself is not participating in any decision making policy in India. So that is why the president is known as the official head, and whereas all the decision in the which is taken in the by the cabinet or by the government is taken by the president himself. So prime minister himself. So prime minister is the real head. He enjoys the power. Because he is the directly elected person from by the people of the country. So that is why he has the real powers, and he make the decision. All the decisions are made by him in the name of the president. So he enjoys the real power of the government. So the president of India is constitutional head of Indian Union. The real powers are exercised by the prime minister and the council of ministers. As I have told you, the president exercises power on the advice of prime minister and the council of ministers. सीधी सी बात है. On the advice of whatever prime minister and council of minister wants to tell the other peoples, president will say those words only. So he can't make his speech himself. He's not such free person that who can give his speech himself. He has to approve his speech on anything, whatever he wants to say about regarding the government. It should be supervised. It should be supervised by the president, prime minister of India, and on the advice of prime minister, he will give any decision. So let us read. But he is the first person of our country. The first citizen of our country is the president, whoever is there. Now in these days, Mr. Ramnath Kovind is the president of India. So he is the first citizen of our country. So let us read about the president. What qualification we need to become a president, and what are the functions of the president. So let's start. The President of India is elected by an electoral college consisting of elected members of both lower houses of parliament and the elected members of legislative assemblies. Only elected person who are directly elected by the citizen of India. MLAs, the MPs and MLAs. Those MPs and MLAs can choose the president who are directly elected by the citizens of India, and though these people will elect the president of India. So in India, the president is not directly elected by the people of India. They are the president is indirectly elected by the representatives of Indian citizens. The president is elected for a term of 5 years and can be re-elected for another term. He can resign by giving letter to the vice president, who will convey the news to the speaker of Lok Sabha. He can also remove by the process of impeachment. So here is an impeachment means a process through which we can remove an officer from his seat. That is known as impeachment. So and in Lok Sabha, if the president, as we know, the president is elected for 5 years, and if the president is very famous among the people, he can be, or the government think that this president should be elected for the next and 10 year also. So the people can choose re-election will be conducted and he can be choose once again. If he want to give the resignation, he will give his resignation to the vice president, and vice president will then give this information to the speaker of Lok Sabha, and speaker of Lok Sabha then declared that the president have given the resignation from his seat. Till date this does not happen, and till date this process of impeachment is not done in our country. So in order to occupy the seat of President of India, we should have all these following qualifications. Number one should be the citizen of India. Number 2, one must be 35 years of age. Number 3, one must be qualified to become a member of Lok Sabha. Number 4, one must not hold any office or for profit. Number 5, one must not be a member of parliament or state legislature. So these are the 5 qualifications should be there in a person who wants to become a president of our country. So in next lecture we are going to discuss about the powers of president and what are different powers he has in his hand and how he can be used these powers. So till then, take care, bye, stay home, stay healthy, and see you soon.